we've sort of like gone down like a side tangent for a while, but I did want to
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
ask you about now that you got your game releasing on Steam. What is it, like 10 days from now? 10 days from now, something like that.
yeah, yeah. That's
What
it.
is the process like of actually getting a game onto Steam? Like, how do you do that? Where do you even begin?
So I'm not sure what I can. I'm sure there's stuff I cannot say
Okay.
because there are agreements, but I'm going to talk about stuff that I read. I read online anyways, so that's already known.
Mhm.
So you have to pay a fee to be able to create a page on there.
Mhm.
You have to an application to be added. Then they accept your page, and then so you don't have to show any game for this. You just have to show the concept,
Mhm.
and it's recommended to create the page as early as possible to be able to get people to wishlist the game, and to have some hype for the game. um, I I already have 1,000, more than 1,000 wishlist on Fallacy Quiz.
Wow. Okay, that's cool.
So go wishlist
Yeah,
it
I'm gonna do that
so
now. There we
before
go.
the release, because I think your place on the store will be impacted by the number of wishlists. I'm not sure about this, but that's what everyone's saying.
Mhm. Yeah, I've heard
So
that from other indie devs, so I would assume that's the case.
yeah, but then you have to make all okay. So I have so many hats
Mhm.
because I will have someone employed to just create all the assets for the store. You have to create so much assets for all the possible, like, when you play the game, you have a little picture of the game you're playing, this, and this
Mm-mm-mm.
is it's in landscape. Then you go into your library and it's a portrait of your asset of your game. You have to create all of this
Mhm, mhm.
logo, and so the logo, you should have your logo already, but you have to provide the logo, the icon for the launcher, all of that stuff. You have to add it. Then you have to create pages. I made the decision to make a game that is available in French and English, so I have to localize everything. And then you have to submit a build to Steam.
Mhm.
um, in my case, I already had a beta version of the game, so I could have just released that on Steam. But I wanted I wanted people to feel like it was made for Steam.
Mhm.
So I was not really a Steam user before. This I had an account, and I think I had Portal 2 because you had a code in the box in
Mhm, mhm.
like 10 years ago or something like that. But I wasn't really a user, so I bought some game this summer to try to see what people might expect from a game. And there are some features I feel like that are expected from games on Steam.
Mhm.
Achievements. I
Right.
feel like people like to be able to have achievements for the game. You have controller Steam input support to be
Mhm.
able to use any controller, and they made a really good job from the user, fr- s- specifically from the user.
I see. What's the developer experience like?
From the user perspective, it's so cool because you can like, I played with gyro control Horizon with my PS4 controller, so that was really nice.
Mhm.
From the developer perspective, it was quite a mess. I had to make an abstraction layer into my game to make it think it was the Steam input was a real controller,
Mhm.
and I had to interface with Steam input
I would
with
assume that
the.
Godot probably has something there to help you with that, or
There's SDK made by uh wait, I need to shout out because they make an amazing work. Godot's team, it's called.
Mhm.
So Godot's team is an SDK, is the a way to interface with Steam SDK with Godot.
Mhm.
It's not part of Godot, but it's supported by
Okay.
yeah. It's the developer is called Gramps.
Mhm.
They make amazing work on this tool, and they support people in their Discord server and all. So yeah, the community is really helpful. I did not have to create my own way to interface with Steam SDK. I had the the chance to be able to use this tool.
Mhm.
But even then, you need to make it work with your already um, made game. Next time, I will have it will be easier for me because I will think about this while making the game.
Mhm.
This time I didn't have this chance. But then you need to create your own controller default mapping.
Mhm.
That was a strange process because you need to make that from the client
Okay.
as a I think you have yeah I have to you have to make the map, like you create the actions and that people can map. You make that in a config file
Mhm.
that you submit, but then you also have to map those actions to the actual buttons from the client as if you were a player tweaking the game,
Okay.
and then you need to set that as the default for the game.
Mhm.
So that was a weird one, especially when you're on Linux and you have both Steam running in Flatpak or natively on your computer,
Right. Right.
and you have to find the config files in the mess that is.
Oh, right.
You know
Mhm.
what could happen here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, okay, yeah. So that was interesting. You also have to support cloud saves.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I decided. Oh yeah, also once you support the Steam input, that means that the game should be able to run flawlessly on the Steam Deck.
I was gonna
So
ask you about that.
that's really cool. So I don't have a Steam Deck and I don't know how to get verified yet,
Mhm.
but i if I understand things correctly, the game should run on Steam Deck just fine because I made it on Linux, so that part is good.
Assuming
But
you're not doing anything horribly stupid, you've got controller support, so like that should be fine. Should
yeah,
theoretically.
exactly. And also, we didn't talk about this, but my game, I added a full multiplayer mode,
Mhm.
local multiplayer mode. Four players can play together. With two player can play on a keyboard,
Mhm.
on one keyboard with one of them is playing with WSD, other one is playing with the hours. So you can play on a laptop with two person if you don't have controllers or stuff like that.
Mhm.
But you can go crazy and plug all your controllers. I tried with Joy-Cons, I tried with PS4 controllers, and it works.
Is
Um,
there anything special you have to do from the Steam input side to make that happen?
Apart from solving my own bugs, I think it should, like, if you can support one controller, then you should be able, like, as I said, I made an abstraction layer in my game so
Mhm.
that all the interfacing with Steam will be then plugged into my game as if someone was playing with a standard controller.
Mhm.
So I had some issues that I had to fix, but it was my fault.
Okay. Okay.
um, but what that means that now you can play at remote play and also remote play together.
Oh, okay. Is there anything special you
So
have to do from that, or is that just all like just that just works?
if you support Steam input, it should work.
Okay.
So I played a game remotely with one of my
Mhm.
friend through the Steam remote play together. So I was, and yeah, I was pretty happy that I didn't, because I don't have any experience with networking yet in my games.
Mhm.
Um, so you can have a online multiplayer experience using um, Steam Remote Play together. So that's
Wow.
really cool. Yeah, because it's becoming harder and harder to gather 4 people.
Right, right. What about things like Steam cards?
What's that?
Well, that's my question.
Should I add that to my to-do list right now?
uh, you don't really need.
Steam cards? What's that?
What are they called? They're not called Steam cards. The Steam. What the hell are they called? Um, there's like the collectible system within Steam. What the hell are they called?
Oh, like all the workshop stuff.
What the hell are they? Why am I blanking on the words? Are they not called? What the? What? What are they? I thought they were called Steam. What are they not called Steam cards? I'm really bothered now.
Are you talking about the workshop, Steam Workshop?
Is that what they're part of? The Steam trading cards. There we go.
No, I did not have use for this in my game.
Okay, because some
Yeah.
games like you'll just like do an achievement and it's like here's a card and people like trade them on the Steam. You can like sell the cards and
Okay.
yeah. If I there's a lot of games that do it, a lot of games that don't. It's certainly not a requirement by any means.
Yeah.
But it's
The
again, it's another one of those things that you can do if you have a game on Steam.
achievements were um, quite, because there were no achievement system at all in my game.
Mm.
So I had to find like fun stuff fun achievements to unlock. I had to make all the icons for all the achievements, and I had to make all the system to be able to track if you unlocked it or not.
Uh-huh.
So that, and I had to make sure every work that I was doing on my game for the Steam
Mhm.
version, I will be able to cut for a non-Steam version of the game.
Mhm.
So yeah, so there's a lot of layers to be able to be sure I will be able to just remove the Steam content
Mhm.
if with without having to remove achievements, for instance. Like I might want to add achievements for a non-Steam version of the game,
Mhm.
like maybe a built-in achievement system in the game. So there's a lot of planning to be made to be sure you're not like making a mess, a tangled mess where you cannot release your game without having Steam stuff inside it.
Mhm. You know, I never even thought about that. I guess that is that like just a lot of games do end up releasing on platforms like GOG and things like that. But
Mhm.
just if you want to support Steam, the fact that there is all of this extra stuff that you need to, and I'm sure it's the same if you wanted to build on like for a console, right? You wanted to build
Yeah.
for PS5. There's probably some system there to get their controllers working, and then they have like certain games on console now have keyboard and mouse support, and then they have their own achievement system. But then the different consoles have their own different achievement system. So if you want to do the Xbox one, it's different from the PlayStation, different from Nintendo. Yeah, that just had never really like come to me as like a thing you would need to actually consider.
Yeah, and then you have to support a lot of platform as
Mhm.
one person. I had to cut, for instance, Mac compatibility.
Mhm.
The game works on Mac M1 chips, like
Mm-mm-mm.
in Apple chips. The thing is, they want me to sign my code or something, and I wa- I wa- I wanted to release the game, and I was like, so it's not working on Intel Macs. I would have to have a dedicated version for Intel Macs.
Mhm.
And even with a dedicated version for Intel Macs, it's not working on all Intel Macs. I had some people try, and it crashed the computer completely.
Oh.
Yeah, it's working on Apple M1 that people tried, but it's not working right now with the Steam SDK because the SDK itself is not signed by me.
Hmm.
So I will need to figure that out. And I was like, I'm one person. Go get the non-Steam version on itch
That
when I release it.
yeah, that's
And
understandable.
y- I think I have 20 Mac users that wishlist the game. So I'm like,
Right.
I'm sorry, but
No, that's understandable. Yeah.
but yeah, it will be great then to release on. Yeah, I'm future proofing because I want to release that game after on other platforms after this.
Mhm.
So it will I will be able to do so. Yeah.